Hello viewers, welcome back to this tutorial. Today we are going to continue with exploring our MS Office Word, and in the previous tutorials we have explored the functions of Home tab and Insert tab, and today we are going to continue with Design, Layout, Reference, Mailing, Review and View. Usually the important things have been found in Home and Insert, and Design will be helping us to design our document that we prepared in Home and Insert, and also we'll be seeing the layout that we can change so that our document can be visualized better. And in referencing, we'll be seeing how are we going to add the authors, the table of content, the biography, the captions, the mark entry, and so on and so forth. And in mailing, the important thing that we'll be seeing in mailing, it will be how do we create the envelopes and how do we merge our document, or how can we send, how can we customize one single document to be given to many people. In the review, we'll be seeing how can we review our document by tracking the changes, by accepting or rejecting the changes, and also how can we apply the Grammarly into our document to enhance the document that we have so far created. I am going to have like this document, and I'm going to create some 352. Let me say, for example, this one. Once we are having our document ready, then we are going to go to design. So the design then will be helping you, the first thing, to change the theme of your document. Why? Just because the theme will be allowing you to have the document in the same format. Assume that here you are coming to the themes, and here you can see, let me say for example, we want to take like this theme. The theme will be applied to the whole document. You can even go down to choose any theme that you want to choose. Remember that the theme will also change the text format. It is better then to choose a good theme, as then the theme will be helping you to get a well-designed document without going through the document and design one by one. Once you choose like this theme, then you'll be given another option, other options that are from that theme. You can choose any of the options that has been given to you. It depends on what you want or what you like. It depends on what you want or what you like. So after this, then you can also change the color of your theme and even the font of your theme. Together with this, we can also be able to change the page color of our document. It depends. Sometimes then we need not to have a document with black papers, then or with white papers, then you can choose any color that you like. Together with this, then you can also say I want to put the, for example, the page border, and here you can choose any border that you want. Sometimes if you are doing a certificate, you will also need to choose this one. We will be seeing another tutorial on designing a well or a good certificate. So okay, here then you can choose anything you want. You can choose any type of lines that you want, for example that one. And here, if you apply, it will be applied to the whole document. You can also choose to apply it to this section first page only, which means it will only come to this first page only. So it depends on what you want or what you like. and also together with this you'll also be able to put the watermark, and the watermark here you can put a custom watermark, then you say God is good. When you say God is good, then your watermark will be pressed into your document. Remember that this is printable. If you print your document, the watermark also will be printed out. So this is for the design, and remember that the design will be helping you to design your document that you've so far created. Okay, here then we go to layout. Sometimes we want to change the layout, but before we go here, we need first of all to have our document. Sometimes, let me say for example, let me see where I am having a very long text, like here, not here, let me say here, but then here I want, for example, to make this into columns. You can be able to merge your data into 2 columns where necessary. Sometimes you're having a list of people or a list of product, like 100 items, then you can see that, for example, they are taking too many pages, yet you can even put them into columns. So together with this also, let me say for example that we have been told to orient our first page into, no, let me say for example we want, there's somewhere that we are having, let me say for example I am going to go there. Let me first remove this. Remember, we have said that there's another way to remove those like this empty spaces, and we have seen that in order to do it, we go to home, then we do like this, we see where there are. So then from here you can place, find and replace. Then when this replace comes here, you go to more, then you go to format, to special, then you save paragraph mark, and whenever you are having 2 paragraph mark, you are going to change it to 1 paragraph mark, then you say replace to all. Those spaces will be removed for you, then you remove back your mark, then we continue. So that means then we will not have empty spaces into our document. So assume that then here I am going to add a table here, and we have said that if you want to add a table, you click like this. So then for example you can see that, okay, this table, it is too large, let me enlarge it. I'm enlarging it. You can see that our table is now out of the paper size. What we can do, once you see that your table has gone out of the paper size, then you can choose to make it to change its direction or its orientation to landscape. So how then are you going to do it? The first thing to be done, you can come here, then you go to margin, then you click here on custom margin, landscape, then no more, then you say this point forward. When you say this point forward, it will make all of these things of ours on this one paper. So we come here, back on layout, then we page break. Here also you can see it on insert. It is not blank page, but here page break, which means then our page will be going down. You come here again, you go to layout, then margin, then come here, landscape, not landscape but portrait, but also this point forward. You can see that we can be able to keep track to our document very well. So in layout we have seen how you can also use margin, but also in margin you can also choose the paper size that you want to use. Do you give the margin to your document? Sometimes there's a document like in dissertations or thesis, they ask you to use this specific margin. So here then the size will be helping you to choose the paper to be used. By default we are using letter, but then when you are printing you are using A4. Sometimes many people says, okay, why? Because I know that I'll be printing in A4, why can't I use this one as the default for my documents? So you can also be able to choose it. When you choose A4, sometimes you can see there's something that is changing even on the ruler. So together with this column we have seen it. Then in breakings, what do we mean by breaking? Sometimes, let me say for example, we go going back to insert, we want to insert page numbers on the bottom. So you can see that, okay, this one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, that's very good. Let me say for example that here I am going to insert a cover page, and my cover page, let me say for example that this is my cover page, and here on my cover page let me also add another page break, and here let me say reserved for list of tables. This is the one that has been reserved for list of tables. Let me also enlarge this one so that the user will be able to see it, and I copy it, reserved for list of tables. And here also I am going to insert another page break, and also here I come reserved for abbreviations. This is an example. Sometimes you know that when we are doing these things, this one is reserved for abbreviations, reserved for list of tables. What we know is that here this should not be having one. This should be having other numbering style, which is not 1 2 3, because 1 2 3 will be starting when our chapters or our content will be starting. Just cause the list of tables, the abbreviations, these are for the reference of your document, but they are not the document themselves. So then here we need them to use, we have seen how we can use the page breaks. Then here we are going to see how can we use section break, so that these things, these documents, these pages will be having different numberings. We need to use sections, different sections. So that means then here I will be going to the last page where I want my section, my second section to start. Then I place my cursor somewhere, anywhere in the page. Then I go to break. Then I say next page, which means this one, as you can see before time, let me magnify. Usually when you go here down, you can see that we are in section 1. If I place on this one, section 1, even if I go to this one, it is also section 1. So that these things will now be separated. I need to place my mouse anywhere. I come here, then I use section break. You can see where I had section 1, it is now section 2. You can even just take a look on it in the left down corner where it is written section 2. If you are not seeing this one, you can click here, right click, then you enable section so that you can view it. So once then this one is like this, I can then come back here, or I can click on my numbering, or not even in my numbering, I can click anywhere in my document on the pages that I want to format page numbers. Then you say format page numbers. I want these types of page numbering. Then I click OK. So you can see now it is I. So then when you come here, you will see that okay, there is no numbering. You can come back to insert, then insert page numbers on the bottom of my paper, and when you go to this one, we will go to format page numbers. You can say I want to start from 1. You can also say I want to start from 10, you want to start from anywhere. You close the header and footer, so you can see that now it is very good, everything is fine. So usually in the layout, this is how then we use the breakings. So here then in these things, sometimes also we want to indent. Indentation of our writings. So here you can indent left. You say, for example, I want to indent this left. You can see that my you can see that my document is going. Sometimes you have been asked to use this indentation in your memoir or in your document, so then everything is found here on the layout. So then here again, I have told you how we can add how we can add a picture. Insert a picture, then I can say from this PC, then for example this is the picture for the exams, then you can make it anyhow you want. When you come to your layout, there's something that is called position and word wrap. Usually this layout also it is found in format. When you are formatting, also you'll be seeing position and word wrap. Sometimes it is good to wrap it and as tight, and when you wrap it as tight, you can see as long as you move your things, you move your document, also your writings will be going away. So then when you go here to layout, this position also you can say I want to position my document anyhow. And word wrap is, those are the very essential things that we need to learn how to use them. So in layout, so coming from layout, then we go to references. Referencing, sometimes you are writing something that I'll not use. Sometimes like this one, you want then to reference this one, so you can put them. So then here you want them to to reference it. Sometimes this is what we call the citation, but here before doing it, you need to choose the style, either APA style and all the MLA style. You can even just choose any of these available styles. Then when you want to insert, they will be asking you, is it a book section, a journal, an article in a periodical, conference proceedings, a report, anything that you may need to reference. For me it is a book, and then the author, it is Damas, let me say it is Eric Gwiza. Sometimes here on the authors, you are not allowed to write the names like that. You go here, then they will be asking you the last name, the first name, and the middle name. When you add this author like this, then you press OK. Usually there's a way that, as you can see, these author names are written. So sometimes you can go back here and you see the author, you can delete the author, you write another author, or another name. Okay, so the title of the book, then it is Learning Microsoft Office. The year, it was 2020. The city is Kigali. The publisher, it is Kigali Pub House. Then I click OK. So you can see that it is this one, Gwiza 2020. So then here Sometimes when you are going to add the references, as we know, the reference will be coming at the end of your document. Let me write, for example, references, or even just leave it. When you want to insert your reference, then we can just come here. Let me say the references. Automatically, the other reference that I have used, then it will be automatically inserted here. As you can see, there's nothing that I have wrote. I only came to bibliography, then I added a reference. You can also add bibliography or works cited. So here then there's so many things that we can use here, but then remember that the references will be allowing you, let me say, for example, here also it is reserved for the table of content, reserved for table of content. So here, let me come here to my layout, then I break using page break so that it will be going down there. So then here I am going to add my table of content. First of all, before adding the table of content, you need to have your styles defined into your document. Let me say, for example, this one, I am going to go back to my home. This is first, but then from the first, then this is second, and also this is second. So here it depends. You may have 1 1 1 1 1 1, something like that. So this will depend then on your document. So let me say, for example, this is also heading 1, this is heading 1, heading 2, this is heading 1, this is, for example, heading 2, then this is heading 3, this is heading 3, this is heading 2, this is heading 2. It depends on your document. Heading 1, heading 1, let me leave it like this. Heading 2, then heading 2, heading 3, heading 1, heading 2. So let me leave the remaining into heading 1s, but remember that you are the ones then to go and put wherever that you want to put. So then once you finish to add these headings, sometimes then you also need to change the formats of them. We have seen how we can do it. We have seen that we can come here, we can click on modify, then we say, for example, I want it to be red. The headings 1 will be red, and the writing will be come there, and I will be bolding them, automatically update all the heading 1s. So then for heading 2, I want it to have like this color, then bold, then come there, all times New Roman, then 14, update automatically. Well, I can change also the color if I want. Then I click OK. You can see that everything is fine. I can go to heading 3. Then on my heading 3, let me say, for example, it is New Times. Then I want to bold this, but also I want to put it on 14, automatically update. So it will be updated automatically. You can see that all that I have in my document, then I can be able to keep the changes anyhow. So then how do we add the table of content? So I can insert my page break, no problem. Then here I am going to insert in the references, insert a table of content. Here you'll be having the number of things that you can use, but then here you can see that we are having our table of content. But then in our table of content, you can see that everything is there. So sometimes then why having this. So as you can see, this is heading 1, heading 2, heading 2, heading 2, heading 2, heading 3, heading 3. So if those are good titles, then you will be able to have everything. So the same here. Then here you can insert a table of figures if you have them, figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, figure 4. So the same thing, you need to label them as we've been labeling these stylings of ours. So this is how then we can add the references on the table of content, the two things. So then here we are having other things here like endnotes and footnotes. Sometimes in our document we may be having something that we want to, for example, this sidebar, I want to just to put a note on sidebar. You can come here, insert a footnote on this one, then sidebar, there's options on the side of your document. So sometimes then you want to have this one. So these are what we call the footnotes. But then sometimes you want to put the endnotes. Endnotes and footnotes are different. The footnotes will be coming to the current page where the word is, but the endnote will be going to the end of your document. The endnote will be going to the end of your document. Sometimes they're here. I want to put an endnote. It is where it is written there, endnote. Here, insert an endnote. As you can see, this is the reference. As you can see, then this endnote is going to the last page, yet it was on the second page. That means the endnote will be going to the endnote, to the end of the page, sorry, but the footnote will be going to the current page. I'm going to change this cover page because I don't like it. I want to take another one. So you can see that you can also be able to keep track to your everything. Let me call this learning MS Word. Document subtitle MS Office. The date, let me say I want to insert this date, the date of today. This is it. The company, it's Gwiza Tech. Okay, this is my cover page, but usually what I wanted to show you guys is how can you deal with table of content, footnotes, endnotes, the citations, references, and so on and so on and so forth. So then here we are going to our very important part. After designing, after doing the report, after doing everything, then we are going then to give this report to the decision makers. This is where we call mailing. Here on mailing, you can mail using letters. You can have printable letters or printed letters you send to them. You can have the emails, their emails or the list of decision makers. Then you can have the directories. You can have the labels. Labels will be used when you have like a number of people, but then those people you want to have like their business card, something looking like business card. Sometimes when we are going to a meeting, you see there is on your table, you'll be seeing your name, where you are coming from, and everything, so that you will not go anywhere you want or ask where will I sit. You'll be going to the table, then you'll be seeing where you need to sit. So this is what we mean by labels. We'll be seeing how do we mailed the letters, the emails, and the labels. Let us first prepare our document with our customers. I will be using Excel in order to prepare this. So let me say, for example, in our Excel, we want to have first of all the ID. Okay, I am going to work on students' full names, the semester, the email. Before the email, I need to have the address, the email, sorry, address, phone number, and email. So this is what then I'm going to have. Let me say, for example, this is my list. Together with this, I want to change this one into Times New Roman 16. After this, assume that we are having then we are having the list of our customers here. I want to go and save it. Then I'll go here, I go save as, then I come here, let me come here, let me call it student list. So after having my student list, then what am I going to do then? Together with this, we are going to continue with our mailing. So remember what we are going to do. We are going to give this document, for example, to the students, but not what. Let me say, for example, it's first of all a letter. I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to create a new document by pressing Ctrl-N. So for example, I go here and start mailing, start mail merge. Then it is better to go step by step. Here there is a letter, email, envelopes, labels, and directories. I need to go to this next step. Then use the current document. Yes, I want to use this current document. Then I click next. Use an existing list. Yes, I need first of all to go here in my document. Then I browse for the student list. Then I click OK. It will be telling me that it is sheet 3S. Then I click OK. So then here you can be able to sort your list. You can be able to filter. If you want to filter according to this field, this and this. You want to find the duplicate so that there will be no one who will be duplicated. Like this is the duplicate. Then you press OK. Then find recipient, validate the addresses. Sometimes also you can validate your addresses. Whatever that you want, you can do it. So then here, then we can go to the next step. Then here we are going to write our letter. So let me say, for example, we want to to mail this. So here I want first of all the first name together with the last name, and you, the student, will be having the ID together with the email. So this is the address. Then here I can say, for example, Lee informing information on account. Let me say account creation. Then here I will come dear first name, Gwiza Tech is. So assume that here then I have finished then to create this, but then there is no username, the password, and I want these things all to be given to the recipient in a well format, in the format that each and everybody will be having his or her own credentials. So I have said information on the account creation. Dear first name, Gwiza is happily or is delighted to inform you delighted to inform you that your account was successfully created with the below credentials: the username, then here I will come then on my mailing, then here I will insert the username is this one, the password, insert the password, the recovery email, it is this email, then respective. Now as you can see, then we are having everything. So what is remaining then, it is the decoration. We can say I want the username to be bold, the password to be in bold, and the email to be in bold, and here also the first name and the last name should be in bold. So okay, like this is the letter that you want to send them to them. Then I can click next. So the first is Joshua Kalango. Joshua Kalango. When you click here on the recipient to next, you can see that all the people have been created separately and very well, and each and everybody has his own. Sometimes you can get to here to complete the mail match. You can say, for example, you can see where it is written edit individual letters, where you will be having each and every vary on his or her own letter. So as you can see, this is the first one, the second one, the third one. You continue that way. You can print them out, then you give to the owners. Here you can also say, for example, I want to add an envelope. An envelope is something that will be coming every time before this one, before the letter. We know that the envelope will be helping us. Okay, letter on account creation from Gwiza Tech, Kigali, Rwanda. So when you say, for example, you want to add like this one, this envelope, you can print it out, you can do whatever you want, you can anyway you can do whatever you want on this envelope. So you can say, for example, add an electronic posture. It will be first of all be asking you to configure it. You can also add it to document. That means this is what has been added to your document. Before each and every letter you'll be having that one. So here the problem is that it is taking that all the letters will be going into one envelope. Okay, as we can see here, we are keeping track to this one. You can also say print them out, you can print them all, so then you can go back if you are having any problem, so you can be able to keep track to this. So let me say, for example, I want to save this document. I want to save it in save as. I want to browse, and then I come here in MS Office certification. This is mail mulch. I saved it. So let me say, for example, after after like 1 week, 2 weeks, you come here, then you say, hey, I want to change this one. It will first of all tell you that it is going to select all from sheet 3. The data on your database will be placed into the document. You want to continue? Of course, yes. Why? If you want then the other data from your Excel to be connected here, you need first of all to agree that it will be imported. And the good thing is that whenever you come here and you add another recipient, it will also be automatically added there. It will be automatically added there. Let me say, for example, we want to add another person, and this person is called Eric Gwiza. So then here we come here, we do whatever. So after this I save. So if I just close this one and I come here back and I say okay, so then I come here on mailing on the step by step, because I've been on the sixth step, the step number last. Then here I can edit individual letter. Then I will go to the last person on my document, and the last person, as you can see, it is Eric Gwiza. It is very well when you want to keep track to the changes, to do anything, then it will be very easy. So this is it then, and then we are going to work on when you want them to email. Let me say for example, this is it. I want them to go step by step, on mailing step by step, but then here I got previous, then here it is email message. I go next. Then from this email message, you will see that here it will be asking me use the current document, start from a template. For me, I want to use this one. So here then you can select the different list from the other one that we had. For example, because in my list I do have the emails, then from here there's no problem. Here you can be able to keep track to any of your things. You can click next. So here this where it will be asking you the address block. It will be asking you also the greeting lines, dear sir, dear madam, then electronic posture. So usually this one, okay, there's no internet. So as you can see here, after doing whatever you want, so you can format this as you want, but then when you come to the last step, the other thing that is different to mail merge to using text or letters, it is that here you need to put the electronic mail. So here you'll be given the list of your the header of your list. Then you select, for example, email. Then it depends on the header. If, for example, on my document, let me come student list, so you can see, okay, it is read only. I can also just read it as only. You can see that this is email. So that means if here you are writing, for example, anything or address, that means you'll be choosing the address. It will be the column where your emails are. Subject line, it will be having, for example, account creation. When you are having like those pictures or something else, the mail format should be in HTML, so that you will be taking everything as it is. Then you click OK. Automatically, if you click OK, it will be opening your Outlook, and then you need to configure your Outlook, and you put your email and wherever, then you click next, then you will be finishing from there. So then the next step is then to create labels. Let me first go to the layout, then I change my orientation to landscape. This will be helping me in mailing. Okay, this will be helping me to create like simple tags to put on the table of people who will be coming in my meeting. This is it. So then here, other than selecting letter or the email, then I'll be coming here to labels, then I click next. Then from my labels, so after clicking next, then you'll be seeing here to change the label size. Then here we need to set, there's some that are preferred, but for you can try any of this, then what you like, it will be the one that you'll be using. But for me, I really like this vendor of every US letter. And then from here you'll be seeing all the options from every US letter, but for me, usually I like 51 60. This is the easy peel address label. 5160. easy pair. Then I say, for example, this is it then that I want to use. Then here what will be asked for you, it is to put what you want on the left. So once then we chose this one, then what we need to do is then to click next. Then here they will be asking us to use the existing list. Yes, I want to use the existing list. Then from my list, then I will be going to the documents, then select the student list. There's an error, external table is not in the expected format. So usually this is student list, the admin. I need first test connection. Test connection failed because of an error in initializing provider. Okay, let me cut this one. I again test the connection. There is a problem with my connection to the file. Let me reselect it. I need first of all to reformat my thing. Sorry, I've selected a wrong one. So usually the reason why this error was popping up, it is because our file, let me come here to show you the problem. This student list, as you can see, it is a read-only file, and then it is not possible for the mail mage to read the list, yet the list is read-only. So it has required me to create another list, and in that list it is not a read-only. Then from there it will now work. So then you need to come here and browse for the new list that is called student information. Once I'm there, they will be showing me the sheets. If your list is having too many sheets, then you need to choose the correct sheet. Then I click OK. They will be asking me to do whatever that I want to do using this one. So here then it is where I am going then to put, for example, the first name, comma, last name. Even down there I can put something else like the email. Let me say, for example, it is this one. So what next? Then after doing this, then we go to the next. So you can see that where it is written update all labels. Then when you click next, you'll be seeing then all the people. This is Josue Kalangwa, josuekalangwa@gmail.com. This one, this one, this one, this one. Sometimes you can say, this is not good. Let me even just remove the first, for example, the first name. Then you can come here back. You can go to the previous. Okay, you go to the next. Then where we have selected everything, let me say, for example, yes. Then after doing this, so this is the next record. For example, before the next record and the email, for example, I want something. I want, for example, to remove this last name or remove the first name. You can be able to delete whatever that you want. Then you'll be having like this one. Then you put the next. You update all the labels. Then you'll be updating all the labels to match with the first one. So then after doing this, you can see now it is good. So it depends on then what you want or what you want to import. But here also you can say, for example, no, I don't want the email. I only want the first name, the last name, together with the ID only. Then you click next. Then you update all the labels. Then you go next to see how everything is looking like. Then you can see each and every bar is there. Okay, so it depends then on your design. So here the same, you can put here to, for example, to someone. Then you put this one, you bold it, you go next, or you update all the labels. Then you go here. You can see that it is very easy to be read. So you can cut this and you put them down. So together with this, then we'll be seeing then the review. In the review, sometimes you may be having a document that you want to send to many people. You might be having a document that you want to give to many people, but then those people, they will be changing all that you've wrote into your document. Then review will be helping you to review your document and to review the changes, and also to review before even sending the document. So the next thing that we are going to do then, it is to review and view our document. I am going to create enable content, so let me create the 2020. Okay, this is my document, and in my document then I want to keep track to all the people who've changed it. So the first thing that we are going to see here, it is the translation. You can translate the document. It will require to have the internet. Then you can translate the selected text. You can select like this one, then you translate to English or to any other language. To translate your document, text will be sent over the internet in a secured formation to Microsoft and a third-party translation service provider. Do you want to proceed? Yes or no? So usually it will be helping you to translate. So sometimes then you've been given this document for the review. You can add the comment. Then you put the comment that you want to give to the owner, or even just change something. But then as long as you as the writer, you want to share this document to many people, then it is better that then you enable this track the changes, so that whoever who comes then here and then write like this, then you will see what has been here. You'll be seeing what has been changed. For example, someone came here and then deleted this one. So then here you will be seeing, okay, you can accept these changes or do whatever you want. You can show the comments. When you click here, you'll be seeing what has been deleted, what has been added. You can come here and ignore or accept. You can come here and accept the changes and move to the next and do whatever. This will be helping you then to keep track to your document. And sometime you want to share your document to some people that you don't want them to change your content. Then here you can restrict the editing, limit formatting, flash selection of styles. You can do whatever. You can say, I want to put these restrictions. You can change any restriction that you want, or you can even just configure all the restrictions that you wanted. Here there's also a spelling and grammarly. It will be helping you to also see the spelling, that way you have spelled well or bad. So here also you can do all that you can do. You can add a new comment. You can delete the comment. You can see the next comment of all of this. So then when we get to review, remember that view will be helping you to view your document before printing it or before sending it. But then here in view, there is a very important tool that I want you to understand very well. So here sometimes you can say there's also two things. The first one is macros. The second one is page splitting. Sometime you want to, there's something that someone have wrote on the first page, but you want to compare it with something that is, for example, on 90 pages, on the 9th page. You can then click here, then it says split, so that here then you can see my document has been splitted into two. Then you go somewhere that, for example, you want to check this one from the 9th page, and also to check with this one from the first page. You'll be able then to keep track to the two pages in only one view. This is what we mean by splitting. You can also remove the split. You can also arrange your things or remove the arrangement. Then you can also allow the system to be like a new window, to be like the new window. you'll be having a new window where you can write whatever that you want to write, or even just in a well designed view. So then here there's something that it is very important, which is called macros. Usually macros will be helping you to record your clicks. For example, there's a step-by-step to create, for example, labels. Let me say, for example, I want to keep track to the step-by-step to create labels. Let me say, for example, I want to come here on mailing. Then here on mailing, I want to I want to create labels. Or let me say, for example, it is something that you want, that you know that you'll be doing it in a continuous manner or in a repetitive manner. Then macros will be helping you to record the step-by-step of doing it, and once you click on the macros, it will be doing it automatically. Let me say, for example, I want first of all to come on my view, then I come to macros, then I record. Let me say, for example, create label. It is how I called it, create label. Then I clicked there. So then whatever that will be doing, let me say, for example, I will be going here to mailing, then I will come here step by step, then I will click label, I go next, the label option, it is going to be, for example, any label. Let me say, for example, it is this one, then okay. And here what will be done, I'll click next, I will browse. After browsing, then they are going to show me where my student information is. I click OK, then I click OK, I go next, I insert the first name and the last name, then down there I will be inserting the ID, then I go next, then I update all labels, I go next, then from here I can come back to my view, and on my macros I stop recording. Automatically what will be done is that my macros, I can also view it here. Then here I can say, for example, here you need to select where your macros will be. Here I didn't say where my macros will be, so this is why then it is not here, but usually it could have been there. So we can also just restart what we have done. Let me say, for example, I want to go to view, then I go to record the macros. Let me say, for example, it is labeling, and it will be for the button, but then here you need to choose where it will be. So that means I want to make it on access bar, then I add it, the separator, then I click OK. You can see that there's something that is called, what is it? I don't see it there. Let me stop recording. Record the macros here. It is a normal new macros 2. Then I add it. So normal new macros, it is now there. Yes, now you can see that it is there. So whatever then I can do here, let me say, for example, I want to go to labeling. Yes, let me say, for example, it is the other one. So I need to go step by step. Label option, I already chosen it, but I can also come here back and I chose it. Then I go next, I go browsing my list in my document, student information, I say okay, I say okay, I say like insert this one, first name, last name, then down there there is the ID. For example, I update all, I go next. You can see that all my students, my participant names are there. I come here back to view, I come here to pause, I can resume, or I can even stop. So assume that then I am coming with a new document, and then for example I don't want to create this one. I will only click on my macros. Then once you click on the macros, it will automatically generate what you have done for the first thing. So remember, if you are using this mail merge or something like this, it will sometime not give you the complete thing. It will reach you to the third one, because it needs to update the all labels or doing whatever, because it is somewhere that there's somewhere that needs to do something. Then it will only give you that one. But for example, that then you need to the macros of how to create a table. You can come here, you can say record macros number 3, then macros number 3, you add it, then here you click OK, and then you come here on insert a table. Let me say for example this one and this one. This is an example. Then I will come to my view, I come here, then I stop. If I come in new document and I click there, you can see that the table will be automatically created for me. This is the very important tool in Microsoft Office that all of us we need to understand. So then after this, we'll be seeing then how there's something else that I want us to talk about, which is how do we combine the documents. There's one important thing that I want us first of all to review before going, which is the compare. Sometimes you want to compare two things. You want to compare the two documents. Let me say for example, I have like this document. Let me say for example, I have like this document, and also this is, let me save this one and I go save it somewhere. Let me call it compare 1, and let me have another one which is compare 2. So in this compare 2, let me remove this one. This is an example. Then I save it, I come here to review, then I go to compare. So I want to compare, I go browse the compare 1 with together with the compare 2, then I click OK. The first thing that you'll be seeing, you see that here there is two comparisons. There's one person who is present in one document, not in the second document. Here you'll be able to keep track to the comparisons. Then here you can also say for example, I want to combine the two documents so that I can have one. Here will be an option where you may be having something that you want your document compare 1, the other document compare 2, continue with merge. See here you can merge your two documents so that you will be having all the people present. So here, because I say that we need to keep track the track changes, then here I can accept this change that has been, accept all changes that has been put there. But otherwise I can also reject this, reject changes, reject all changes, then I will remain with my person. So this compare, it is a very important tool, a very important tool to be used when you are having two documents or more than one, or once you've given your document to many people and you've forgotten to track the changes. You can compare your original with the new or the revised one. you can also say I want to see the original, or whatever that you want. So thank you so much for viewing this tutorial, and if you have any problem, please leave your comment in the comment section, and I will refer to you ASAP or as soon as possible. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.